হ্যালো শুভঙ্কর।
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
ওকে, দেখো আমরা আগের দিন তোমাদের যে ক্লাসটা দিয়েছিলাম সেটা নিশ্চয়ই তোমরা দেখেছিলে, কিন্তু আমি যেটা দেখলাম যে তোমরা দেখোনি সবাই। দু একজন দেখেছো, বাকিরা দেখোনি। তো ঠিক আছে, আমি তো কন্টিনিউ করবো। আমি তোমাদের ক্লাসটা কিন্তু দিয়েছিলাম, তোমরা সেখান থেকে যদি কোনো প্রবলেম থাকে আমাকে জিজ্ঞেস করতে পারতে। তো যেটা আমি দেখলাম যে সবাই দেখোনি। হ্যাঁ, ক্লাসটা সবাই দেখোনি, অতএব তারপর থেকে আমি কন্টিনিউ করছি। হ্যাঁ, তো যেটা হচ্ছে সলিড স্টেট আমি পড়াচ্ছিলাম, ফার্স্ট ক্লাসটা হয়েছে, ইন্ট্রোডাকশন দিয়েছি। সলিডের ক্লাসিফিকেশন, সেটা একটা ক্রিস্টালাইন সলিড হয়, একটা অ্যামরফাস সলিড হয়। ক্রিস্টালাইন সলিড যেটা আমরা বলেছিলাম যে ইনফাইনাইট অ্যারেঞ্জমেন্ট অফ ions or molecules or atoms whose property changes periodically and regularly is known as crystalline solid. An amorphous solid, haphazard arrangement of atoms or ions or molecules. It may also be the infinite arrangement, but its arrangement will be haphazard. Okay, but for crystalline solid, it will be regular arrangement. That's mean if we say that sodium chloride crystal, then sodium plus Cl minus, sodium plus Cl minus, sodium plus Cl minus. In this way, three dimensionally it can arrange. Or AB, 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 AB. In this way, some molecules can arrange themselves, and it is known as crystalline solid. Okay. So characteristics of amorphous solid and crystalline solid we will discuss. The constituent particles are arranged in disordered pattern. That's mean haphazard arrangement of ions or molecules. Okay, that's mean disordered pattern. They exhibit only short range order. There is no repetition. That's mean A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. This is not the regular pattern for amorphous. It may be A, B, C, then again A, B, then again A, B, C, D, etc. But for crystalline solid, it must contain A, B, C, again A, B, C in this method, or A, B, always regular. Okay. So they have no sharp melting point. So amorphous solid, they have no sharp melting point. They exhibit isotropy. Example, glass. On increasing temperature, amorphous solids generally soften and melt over a range of temperature. In organic chemistry, you will see that when a crystalline solid, if you see the melting point in your practical, there is a melting point apparatus in our laboratory also, and in your practical room you will get this type of instrument, that is melting point apparatus. This melting point apparatus, you will measure the melting point of solid. If it is crystalline solid, then you will get a sharp melting point. That's mean if a melting point of a crystal is 120 degree centigrade, then you will get 120 degree centigrade temperature. At 120 degree centigrade temperature, the solid will be melt. But when it is amorphous solid, there will be range of melting point, no sharp melting point. Okay. So amorphous solid are disorder long range or disorder short range. Yes, disorder and short range. Clear? The following is an example of amorphous solid: glass, rubber, tar, or all of them. Okay, this all of them. Amorphous solid has no sharp melting point. Yes. Soften on heating. Yes. Exhibit isotropy. Yes. So all of the above is correct. So amorphous solid has no sharp melting point, soften on heating, exhibit isotropy. Okay. Classification of crystalline solids. Classification of crystalline solid. Molecular solid, when molecule will arrange regular way. Ionic solids, when ion, that's plus minus ions, arrange themselves in a regular way. Metallic solids, when metals arrange themselves in a regular way, and covalent solids. So crystalline solids are 4 types: molecular solids, ionic solids, metallic solids, and covalent solids. Molecular solids, non-polar and
polar.
maybe polar, and hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bonded containing some crystal is there. You know, ice. Ice is a crystalline solid also, and it contains hydrogen bond. Atom like argon, krypton, xenon, etc. Molecules form a non-polar covalent bonds. Example: the solid, soft, and non-conductor of they have no melting points, and either liquids or gases at room temperature and pressure. The atoms of molecules are held together by weak dispersing force or London forces. Okay. And polar solids, they contain molecules formed due to the polar covalent bonds like HCl, HBr, SO2, etc.
করবো দেরি আছে
আস্তে এত কথা বলছি. These are soft solids and are non-conductor of electricity. Their melting points are higher than the molecular solids. Most of these are gases and liquids at room temperature and pressure. We'll actually discuss and we will learn about the crystalline solid and its property, and so many calculations this chapter is there. At first we will just physical property we will discuss, and which type of solid is there we should learn. Hydrogen molecular bonding molecular solids. You know, molecules of such solids contain polar covalent bonds between hydrogen, chlorine, oxygen, or nitrogen. Strong hydrogen bonds binds molecules of such solids like water. You know, ice. Ice is a crystalline solid, and it is made by water molecules, and water molecule is polar molecules, and it also forms hydrogen bonds. They are non-conductor of electricity. Parameter, non-polar, polar, and hydrogen bond. States of matter, you know, if it is polar, then polarity arises from the difference of electronegativity of elements. When it is ammonia, then nitrogen and hydrogen, it contains the difference of electronegativity. For this reason it is polar. For water molecule, it is also polar because you know hydrogen and oxygen contains high difference of electronegativity. Dipole-dipole interaction is there. Some molecules contains dipole-dipole interaction and also can form hydrogen bonds. Okay. High boiling point of water is due to hydrogen bond. You know also hydrogen atom and most atoms, you also know it. So this is the nature and why they are form hydrogen bond. Okay, this is the nature. And so which of the following is not a type of crystalline solids? Molecular solid, ionic solid, covalent solid, non-metallic solid. Which? Non-metallic solids. Okay, what is the order of melting point in molecular solids? You know, if hydrogen bonding is there, then melting point will be high. Okay, so hydrogen bond, then polar, and then non-polar. Inert gases are held by London forces, okay, and dispersed forces, not by hydrogen bond. Water is an example of hydrogen bonded molecular solid. Yes, hydrogen bonded molecular solids. Okay. Okay. Now we will discuss about the ionic solids. Okay, we'll discuss about the ionic solids only. Then we'll get Bragg equation, packing fraction, crystalline solid, different types of effect. What happened is there PowerPoint. Now we'll discuss the ionic solids. Ionic solids formed by ions. It may be one-dimensional, two-dimensional, or three-dimensional. No problem. We'll discuss the ionic solid in this way that screen sharing has stopped as share now is closed. What happened? Okay. So ionic solids, its constituents, particle of ionic solids are small size positively charged cations and big size of anions also. Anion always is big and cation always small size. You know about it. Why cation is small size? Because its nuclear charge is high. Okay. And anion is big size because electron-electron repulsion in the outermost shell will be high. Relatively greater size negatively charged anion, if we say sodium chloride, potassium chloride, but their structure will be different. Sodium chloride and potassium chloride is not the same structure. We'll discuss about it. Let us consider two-dimensional sodium chloride structure, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus, Na plus, Cl minus. This is one dimension, this is another dimension. And if it is three dimension, then it will be cubical for sodium chloride structure. And this is the three dimensional, that is plus, minus, in this way. Minus, plus, minus, plus. This is alternative position. Always alternative position contains plus and minus, plus and minus. And diagonal position contains the same charge. In the previous lecture, we will discuss about it. The anisotropy. What was the anisotropy? What was the property of anisotropy? We will discuss in the first video lecture. So This is the structure of sodium chloride, it is cubical. So ionic solids are formed due to forces of attraction between the ions of positively and negatively charged, that's mean opposite charges, and repulsion between the ions of same charges, positive positive repel, positive negative attract. Okay. If we look at one of the phase of sodium chloride, one phase, this is one phase, this is one phase means minus, 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 minus. So this is a one phase. If it is a cube, one cube contains 6 phases. Okay. So if we look at any one phase of sodium chloride structure, the total charge in ionic solids are well balanced, hence they are electrically neutral. Because they are neutral, sodium chloride is neutral. How? Because for any unit cell, it contains same number of positive and negatively charged particles. This is one phase. This is one phase. Okay. But this one phase is not a unit cell. Overall, this is one unit cell. It contains total 16 minus 16 plus, then 8 minus 8 plus, then 4 minus 4 plus, then 1:1. That's mean Na plus Cl minus. Okay. So ratio of the cation and anion is 1:1 for sodium chloride. For this reason, the formula is Na plus Cl minus. And you know, anion is surrounded by the cation in this, from this structure, we'll say. Such arrangement of ions depends on 3 factors: size of ions, charge of ion, and extent of polarization of anion. What is the polarization of anion? Polarization of anion means when a cation attracts the anion, then the deformation of electron from the outermost shell of anion. What is this? Deformation. Deformation means when a cation attracts the anions, the anion is negatively charged electron density. This electron density is exposed towards the cation. অর্থাৎ আমরা বলতে চাইছি যে অ্যানায়নের ইলেকট্রনটা কিছুটা ক্যাটায়নের দিকে সরে যায়, এটাকে আমরা বলি পোলারাইজেশন। সো এক্সটেন্ট অফ পোলারাইজেশন অফ অ্যানায়ন, যদি এক্সটেন্ট অফ পোলারাইজেশন অফ অ্যানায়ন বেশি হয় তবে কোভ্যালেন্ট ক্যারেক্টার ইনক্রিজ করে। আর যদি হার্ড হয় দ্যাটস মিন পোলারাইজেশন সেরকম হবে না। ক্যাটায়ন আর অ্যানায়নের যে পোলারাইজেশন সেটা যদি স্ট্রং থাকে, পোলারাইজেশন যদি কম হয় তবে আয়নিক ক্যারেক্টার বেশি হবে। and always for a ionic solid, anion will be larger than cation, and if the charge of cation is high, then polarization will be high. So properties of ionic solids are hard and brittle. Ionic solids have high melting point and it will be sharp melting point also. Ionic solids are non-conductor or poor conductor of electricity because there is just phonon vibration and it will not be, it is not molten condition or in aqueous solution. In aqueous solution and in molten condition, this ionic solid will be conductor, but when it is strongly bound by cation and anions, it will not conduct electricity because free cation and anion is not there, or it will not move from here to there. Okay, for this reason, ionic solid is poor conductor or non-conductor. So ionic solids in their fused state or molten state or aqueous solution conduct electricity due to the free movement of cation and anion. Clear? On application of shear forces, so this is the shear forces. So actually in this way it will not move because cation always attract anions. So the ion will not move. For this reason it will not conduct electricity. When it will repel, then some conductivity arises. Crystal undergo distortion and are fractured. So ionic solids are formed due to force of attraction between ions of same charges. No. Forces of attraction between ions of opposite charges. Yes. Force of repulsion between ions of same charges. Yes. So both B and C. What happened? Is turning. শুনতে পাচ্ছ তোমরা? শুনতে পাচ্ছ তো?
হ্যাঁ স্যার।
Yes, sir.
Okay. Arrangement of ions in ionic solid depends on size of atom, yes. Charge of atoms, polarization of anion, all of this. Ionic solids are hard, brittle, non-conductor of electricity and aqueous, it is non-conductor, but in aqueous solution it is conductor, yes. So A and a B. On application of shear forces, ionic solids slide over each other, yes, are fractured. Okay. So slides over each other and fractured. Metallic solids, though we are not too interested about metallic solid, but just we'll learn some things, then we'll go for the calculation of ionic solids in the next class. What happened? It is network problem or other things? It is seen, Shorodev, দেখতে পাচ্ছ? নাতাশা?
হ্যাঁ স্যার দেখা যাচ্ছে।
So metallic solids, metal atoms, these metal atoms consist of electrons also. Okay. So metals have low ionization potential also because in its outermost shell there is a sheath of electrons. So energy required to remove most loosely bonded electrons from the valence shell of an isolated gaseous system is known as ionization potential. Since metal have low ionization potential, they lose electron easily. Okay. And this is metal ion or kernel. Free electron or delocalized electron or mobile electrons is there. Hence metallic solids are conductor also. The constituents particles in metallic solids are metal ion and free electrons. For this reason, for this free electron, it is very conductor. The constituent particles in the metallic solids are metal, ion and free electrons. The force of attraction between kernel and free electron is called metallic bond. They are good conductor of heat and electricity due to the free electron. They are hard and malleable and ductile also. They have high melting point and also boiling point. They possess luster and color also. So metallic solids consist of metal ions, yes, kernel, mobile electron is also, so all of the above. Kernel is metal ions, okay, kernel is metal ions, which is not a property of metallic solids. It is also luster, it is not soft, yes, so it is not soft. Metallic bond is force of dash between dash or positively nuclear charge and electrons. Okay, so it is the attraction of metal ions and free electrons. It is also known as kernel and mobile electron. Covalent or network solid is also there. We only just discuss about this, but we will very ambitious about the crystalline solid only. And covalent solid, from the formation of covalent bonds between the adjacent atoms throughout of the crystal. These are giant molecules also. Covalent bonds are strong and directional. These solids are very hard and brittle also. They have extremely high melting points and many decompose before melting. Okay, like diamond, it is tetrahedral. This carbon, 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 carbon. Again, this carbon, carbon, carbon. All are tetrahedrally arranged. Silicon carbide or silicate, they are covalent network and giant molecules. Graphite is a soft solid conductor of electricity, though it is a network of solid. Free electrons in the graphite are responsible for the good electrical conductivity of graphite. Graphite has layer structure which is responsible for its lubricating nature and at higher temperature and due to the strong covalent bonds among the atoms. Okay. So this is the structure of graphite, and a layer of graphene is there, and layer of graphene and graphene togetherly known as graphite. There is a mobile electron bond, you know about it. They form layer by layer. Okay. So probing the structure of solid, X-ray crystallography. And why X-ray crystallography we need? This is very important part. আর এই সৌরদীপ আর তোমরা শোনো, যেটা হচ্ছে আমি এটার রেকর্ডেড ভিডিও আজ করে নিচ্ছি, এটাকে আমি আপলোড করার পরে তোমরা ওই কমেন্টে তোমাদের প্রেজেন্টটা দিয়ে দেবে, ঠিক আছে? সবাই দেবে না, এখানে 11 জন আছো, আমি 10 জন আছো দেখতে পাচ্ছি, ঠিক আছে? 10 জনেই প্রেজেন্ট দেবে। এন্ড তোমরা পরে এটা দেখতে পারবে, অসুবিধা নেই। X-ray diffraction. Why X-ray is very important for us to determine the crystalline structure of solids? Because the wavelength of X-ray is in Armstrong level. You know about it? The wavelength of X-ray is the Armstrong level. And you also know the distance between cation and anions is also in Armstrong level. That means the bond length of any solid is in Armstrong level. It may be solid, crystalline, it may be covalent, all are Armstrong level or nano level. So the X-ray is used to determine the distance between ion to ion or cation to anion, or we can use the X-ray to determine the bond length as well as the structure of solids. So X-ray diffraction studies of crystal lattice give a detailed crystalline structure of a crystalline solid. Very important this part. The regular arrangement of atoms and molecules in crystal acts as a transmission grating to X-ray was proposed by M. von Leo, but was advanced by the Bragg and his father W.S. Bragg, who won Physics Nobel Prize. So X-ray is very important, and we'll discuss the Bragg equation in the next class. Okay, or I will send you the video lecture, and if there are any problem, you can ask me. And without seeing the video, okay, without seeing the video, don't ask me question. Okay, because everything I discuss in the lecture, you will see in your extra time, and any position, any time you can see. Totally I discuss, and some lecture you will not get in any book, like hexagonal closed pack structure. You will not discuss, you will not get in any book. Okay, only from my lecture you will get the best, I think it, because there is no book written in this way. I know it. So some lecture you must see my lecture video. I will send you. So when X-ray are incident on crystal face, they penetrate into the crystal and suffer reflection on striking the atoms and successive plane. And crystal plane, I will send also 2 videos today about the crystal plane and this video. And next day I will draw the equation of Bragg equation to determine the crystal plane and distance between two successive planes. So if the reflected waves from successive layers are out of phase, no diffraction is noticed due to the destructive interference. I will discuss it, and all of the question answer I will discuss. University question answer. Okay, previous question answer I will discuss, no problem. If these reflected waves are in phase, a diffraction pattern is noticed due to the constructive interference. So covalent solids are non-metallic crystal solid or covalent in nature or high melting point. So all of the above. Thank you. So I am uploading this video, and in the comment section you will give your present. Okay.
Okay, sir.